What's going on, man? Glad you made it. If you don't know me, I'm David, and this is how I engineered an elite physique, not only for myself, my friends, and now my clients, that puts the rest of life on easy mode and allows you to effortlessly multiply every single other aspect of it. So let's jump in. So, how I use the meta to engineer an elite physique that puts the rest of life on easy mode while working 60 plus hour weeks and running a business. And just to show you the boys I helped out real quick, this is Tom. He got me into door to door sales. We lived together for a summer. As a byproduct of that, you're just going to get into the best shape of your life. And obviously, that helps with confidence and everything else, guys. People take you more serious when you're in elite shape. He finished the year as the top rookie in our office, made 56 grand in about 4 months because we were still in college here. Because of that, gave him a launch pad to where now he's got his own brand. He gets brand deals. So being a gym rat, he gets meal prep companies to quite literally send him care packages and meal preps. So he doesn't have to pay for it. He doesn't have to cook. He gets paid to get meal prep services, right? He's also scaled his income. He's a sales leader now. And then this is my boy Jaron right here. Always been pretty skinny. Again, lived with me for about 2, 3 months. And you can see here, we just got him absolutely shredded down to 10% body fat. You can see his abs, his arms are popping, jawline more prominent. And we started a business together, which I'll get into in a second, but doesn't have much time in the game, but it doesn't matter because we've engineered the advantage, right? We have an unfair advantage because we're in elite shape. And because of that, respect is demanded. And when you do something that's hard, the skills translate, right? You do one thing that's hard, you can do anything that's hard, right? Which is why we're able to succeed in business as well. So, personal story real quick. I played football in high school, and despite a lot of other like fitness journeys, I was never out of shape. I was actually the best player on my football team. And it was my identity, right? My source of confidence. I knew, hey, I'm the best at something. And you know too, when you're the best at something, you just intrinsically get confidence from that. Now, got to play college football because I was pretty good. When I went to college, though, I definitely had to put on some pounds because when you compete against grown men, you can't necessarily be 150 pounds, right? You get ragdolled on the football field going up against 220-pound linebackers. So I was back at the bottom of the totem pole, kind of lost a bit of that identity of being the best player on my team, right? But I still had a brotherhood. I was still surrounded by like-minded people, committed to one goal, and I had an identity in that. Fast forward a bit more. Now, this is going to be 2020, 2021. You guys know what happened. All the lockdowns, all of that stuff changed my life, and it definitely changed yours as well. For me, football was canceled, and for me, I wasn't necessarily going to that school for academic reasons, just football. So I decided to leave, right? I switched colleges and I stopped playing football, which has been my passion and honestly my purpose my whole entire life. And because of that, I had an identity crisis, right? Because not only did I stop playing football, but I kept doing the same exact things when I was doing football and obviously not running every single day, having 2-a-day practices. I got out of shape. I somehow went from the best player on my high school team to being good enough to play college football at an elite level to not on a team, not the best at anything, down in a college in a state where I knew absolutely no one, right? I moved to Florida. I didn't know a single person. I kind of just sent it. And I was now out of shape. Very little to no confidence at all, right? And I had an identity crisis because of that. But I knew I needed to change something or I would be locked into a life I didn't want to live. So what did I do? Well, I identified that change was needed, right? And I took immediate action, right? took immediate action, commit, and burn the boats, right? You need to take immediate action, commit, and burn the boats if you feel like you are about to be locked into a life you don't want to live. That's exactly what I did. Now, to do that, I had to humble myself. I had to accept, yeah, I was the best player on my football team. I played college football. I was a college athlete, but there was still a lot to learn and a lot I didn't know to reach a top 1% physique. And I had to humble myself because I was like, oh, well, I go to the gym consistently. I track my macros. I'm locked in on my diet. I mean, I was a college athlete, for crying out loud. I know what I'm doing when I didn't, right? Because the results weren't showing that. So I committed myself to the gym and the mastery of the knowledge required to separate myself and be the best at something again, right? And I rediscovered that North Star, new identity. I got absolutely shredded, elite Greek god physique, gave me my confidence back. And because of that, I bet on myself yet again. Took a huge leap of faith, decided to do commission only door-to-door sales for a summer instead of the safe traditional 9 to 5 internship, right? And this was my junior going into senior year. So without an internship then, I'm now going to graduate as a senior without having an internship. It's pretty hard to get a job now these days without an internship graduating from college if you have no connections, which is the position I would have been in, really, if I didn't succeed. But I knew I would, right? I already got in elite top 1% shape. I already did something that is extremely hard and a lot of people want, but they can't do it. So I've succeeded where others have failed. It translates and I know I can do it again, which is exactly what I did. Made 40 grand my first summer. So about just 10K a month, right? 4 months of work, 3.5, 4 months of work. This guy right here, too, side story. This guy was a cop, right? And I'm not making this sale of security systems and cameras to a cop if he doesn't respect me, right? Being in elite shape commands respect, right? And not only because of that, I won that little micro interaction, right? And now his surrounding neighbors know he's a cop and are like, wait, he trusted this guy to protect his family with a security system and cameras. I've already pre-framed them. I now already have authority, presence. And before I even knocked on his neighbor's door, because they knew him, they knew he was a cop, he was already a pillar of the community. I've gained their respect before even knocking on their door. I made 4 other sales in that neighborhood because of that, right? None of that happens without being in elite shape, right? It helps you win those micro interactions that lead to the macro. And I did decent enough, went on the company winner's circle trip. A ton of just top performers, like-minded guys out in Mexico somewhere. We were on a boat here, and I got to meet tons of like-minded people, right? And to be honest, even though 40 grand's decent for door-to-door sales, that's nothing, especially compared to some of the people on this boat. But it didn't matter, right? Because not only was I there because I made the cut, but again, I gained respect with my physical presence, my physique, right? Definitely not from my sales skills, time in the game, or income, but just my presence, right? And when confidence builds, guys, it gets contagious. So I took another risk, quit door to door, moved into online high ticket sales. And if you have an online business or you do online sales, this is what our calendars were looking like on a Tuesday. Okay, so juicy calendar. It's absolutely packed right there. You know, we were doing 15K a day. We were ripping 20, 30 grand on ads. And it's a risk that I took and I knew would work because why wouldn't it? I've already proven to myself that I'm that guy. Once you get in elite shape, you already know stuff is going to work out for you. I mean, you look like the main character. It can't. So now making good money, freedom of location finally unlocked. This is me. Now I'm able to travel. I've got freedom of location. I work online. I'm making good money. Looking absolutely sick, absolutely shredded on a boat, vascular. This is me at my cousin's wedding right here, actually. I'm in my underwear in the ocean at like 2 a.m. So as you can probably tell, I had a few drinks and this was towards the end of the vacation. So I was eating whatever I want, right? Because once you get in elite shape, guys, the point isn't to, pull out your Tupperware of chicken and rice everywhere. Like, you want to enjoy it. You want to have fun. That's the whole point of it. And that's exactly what I was doing here. I'm in the ocean in my underwear at 2 a.m., but no one cares because I look sick. I look like a Greek god, right? I look like Poseidon right there. And yeah, no, that was just at a party or a club. Fun times. Took another risk though and decided to start a business with my boy. And we were killing it. So we went to Vegas. There was a networking opportunity. Obviously, freedom of location, freedom of time. We're gonna have some fun as well. But we were doing pretty good, making just about 10K a month. Here's us at a club live, just raving, larping it up. And then I just want to point this out too. So this is just another funny thing, but we're at a pool party at Live here, and you can see shirt on, shirt on, shirt on. Dude, when you are in top 1% elite shape, it doesn't get easier than this. Like, I'm just walking around and random girl just like, yo, can you frame mog me? As like a joke or whatever, but I'm like, yeah, sure. Struck up a conversation, get to talking, right? It's easy, guys. You don't have to do anything. These opportunities come to you when you're in elite shape. And yeah, just speaking of these opportunities coming to you, we networked and we made a connection that 3x'd our business in 1 month. So April 1st to April 30th, at about 30K. And you can see here March 4, so about, 20 days, call it like a month, we're just under 10K prof. 3x'd our business, guys, while having fun. Freedom of time, freedom of location, these opportunities just come to you. But none of this happens without the identity shift of becoming someone who takes immediate action and is able to commit to a goal that everyone wants, right? Everyone wants to be in elite shape, have an elite physique because they know that that's the stuff it brings, but not everyone is willing to give the required sacrifices. It can't be bought out, right? It's earned. And because of that, it builds unwavering conviction that you can do anything and succeed where others have failed. And that doesn't happen without this guy right here. Identifying that change is needed and taking immediate action and humbling yourself, right? So let's get into how we do this. So how do we engineer the advantage, right? Well, we utilize the meta across 4 pillars. Now, first, you're probably wondering, well, what's the meta? Great question. So the meta is the most effective tactics available, right? We're not wasting time with lower ROI activities. Right here, Patrick Mahomes, Alex Hormozi, Super Bowl champion, NFL MVP, millionaire business owner. Just like me, guys, right? Oh, I eat healthy. I track my calories. I go to the gym consistently, train hard every single day and grind. I've been working out and going to the gym for 5 years. My training and nutrition are locked. I know what I'm doing. Right? Obviously, he trains for a different purpose, but if this wasn't Patrick Mahomes and just some random guy on the beach, that's a average physique, guys, for someone who's in the gym constantly. I mean, come on, do you think your nutrition is better than Patrick Mahomes? Do you think you train harder than Patrick Mahomes? Obviously not, but that's still the physique he has, right? So why is that? Well, it's because he's not running the meta. So the meta, I take immediate action, waste no time, and optimize my protocol for my specific goal with a specific deadline in mind. Implement systems that are super low decision fatigue, effortless, and less time consuming. He runs multiple $100 million businesses, right? He doesn't have time to be, prepping food, being in the gym for 2 hours every single day. It just wouldn't work with his lifestyle, right? And understand there are different milestones, different phases that when hit require a slight adaptation to the protocol to keep progressing, right? What got you to 10K a month won't get you to 50K. What got you to 50K won't get you to 100K. So we apply the most effective tactics available to training, nutrition, recovery, biohacking. You get your ascension, your transformation, you engineer the advantage, and that comes with authority, income, presence, pre-selected, but again, most importantly, conviction. You can do anything. So, how to engineer the advantage and why you're stuck and haven't achieved an elite physique yet. Bro, let's be honest. You don't lack the information. You already have more than enough information to get a good physique, or at least one better than the one you have now. So, what are the actual reasons? Well, the first, it's extreme accountability for a specific goal with a specific timeline, right? And obviously, you have discipline, so it's not like you need motivation. You just need accountability to adhere to a specific system, right? That gets you the specific goal that you want, right? We can't be doing suboptimal exercise selection. You can be in the gym 5, 6 days a week for 2 hours. If you're doing the trendy workouts and have a suboptimal exercise selection for your specific goal, it's not going to work. You can't be just eating healthy, tracking your calories. You need to optimize your diet for your specific goal, right? So the actual reason, what it comes down to, is a lack of optimized systems that make it low decision fatigue, sustainable, less time consuming, and effortless to slot into your current lifestyle, which is what I'm going to show you how to do here. And this is step one, finding the baseline. So find baseline. What's the purpose? Well, the purpose is we solve for all variables and set the foundation that removes all guesswork and ensures no time is wasted throughout this process. The steps of that, eat the same, and this is what I've done, this is what I've had my friends do, and this is what my clients are doing right now to get results. Eat the same amount of calories for 10 days. Weigh in the morning, fasted, 10 days straight, and get 8 to 12K steps daily. Key outcome is we find our TDEE, which is your maintenance calories and your strength baseline. So my client, Brandon, what we did is he started at 170. We had him eat the same amount of calories for 10 days. And because of that, again, this is the all-in-one app that me and my clients use. It does everything for you. It is done for you. It is easily able to estimate his maintenance calories. And again, I made it, so my philosophy goes into it. It knows over the first week, well, yeah, he got up to 171 and then dropped down to, 167. That's 3 pounds of fat loss. Obviously not, right? A lot of that is going to be water and glycogen, right? And obviously my philosophy, it knows this, right? You're going to lose a lot of water and glycogen in this phase, so it's important that we know that so we can accurately estimate your maintenance calories. Also, finding your baseline strength. So we can see here, over these 10 days, he lost 3 pounds, but his strength is going up. So we know what he is losing is fat, and his strength is going up, which means he's putting on muscle. And you're able to see here, and his lifts, estimated 1 rep max is going up on wide grip lat pull down, for example. Now, second phase. This is going to be individual goal and situation dependent. Recomp / lean bulk. What's the purpose? Put on as much muscle as possible. Everyone's trying to get 10%, 10%. It's like the 10K a month. It's like, just the LARPing number to throw out there to, get attention, right? No. If you do that, you're going to fail. That's why you haven't gotten to your goal yet. That's why you don't have an elite physique yet. It's because you're listening to that advice. You need to put on as much muscle as possible while progressing toward your ideal body composition. Muscle is what gives you the look you want. If you diet before you've built an adequate amount, you're never going to achieve the elite top 1% physique that multiplies every aspect of your life, and you're going to waste months, possibly even years, being stuck in the same cycle, right? And this phase removes that. So first, we implement the meta training protocol, the most effective tactics available for your specific goal with a specific timeline, right? We optimize diet supplements for elite body composition, right? Not just, I track my calories, my macros, right? No, we dial everything in, right? We have our micronutrients dialed in. So we know if something is off there, We can supplement it, right? It's done for you. The app tracks everything, right? It's got your hydration ratio, your sodium to potassium, as well as magnesium factored in. Because if you're not hydrated, you're not able to train with a maximum amount of output. You're not being able to build as much muscle as possible. You're leaving gains on the table. You're forfeiting a bit of an advantage. This is a done for you system. It doesn't allow you to do that, right? It self-corrects, it adapts to you, which is why me and all my clients use it, right? And then daily check-ins, weekly calls. And again, we adapt when needed. Track everything in the app for adapting pattern recognition, right? Everything, food, training, supplements, sleep, steps, everything, water intake. Now the key outcome, gain as much muscle and strength as possible and burn as much fat as possible to become more insulin sensitive, which we'll get into the next days. But this is Brandon in only 4 weeks right here running this protocol. And you can see he's already melted his love handles off. He's already built size in his shoulders, his arms, right? Stomach is flat now. This has only been 4 weeks, guys, right? And if you look at his weight too, he's dropped nearly 10 pounds from about that 171. Now he's 161. This is June 1st to about 6 weeks or so, right? Right now you can see we're in a bit of the next phase, which I'll go over. But you look at his recomp rate, he's down 11 pounds and his strength is up 25% across all lifts, right? Factoring in, the calorie deficit he's in, we know he's losing fat and building muscle. We've solved for all the variables. He's losing fat and building muscle, guys. And we'll get into this in the next slide. But the reason why we do this is because if you look at what affects your total daily energy expenditure the most, this is how many calories you burn. Your exercise is only 10%. Your cardio, your lifting is 10%. Why are we trying to fight so hard for 10%? We want to optimize this 60%, which is basal metabolic rate, resting energy expenditure. The easiest way to do this, guys, is muscle mass. Muscle mass is an expensive tissue on your body. For every pound of it, you're going to burn 10 to 30 more calories. So if you gain 10 pounds of muscle, that is 300 more calories you can eat while at rest, while sitting on the couch, in your chair. And you're burning more calories than someone who has to go on the Stairmaster an hour a day. So not only that, you're buying time back, right, by doing this. You don't need to spend time doing cardio. Me and my clients, we don't do cardio. We just get our steps in. But that's only 4 weeks, right? And now we're entering phase 3 for him. And this is where you guys will be with phase 3 as well, the runway. Purpose, increase total daily energy expenditure as much as possible, refill glycogen stores, and give muscles the best possible environment to recover and grow. What we are doing is we are creating the runway, right, for the engineered advantage. Now, the steps for this: increase calories. We are increasing calories here. Oh my God, but I want to lose fat. No. Increase calories. Why? Because you've earned a new maintenance, because you've put on muscle mass. Why would you decrease calories and sabotage that new muscle mass that you just put on to now your body goes into panic, thinks it's, dying, and is like, we're lacking on energy. We have to pull from this muscle that we just built. You don't want to do that. So we also adjust training to take advantage of more calories. We push hard in the gym, as this is where most of the gains will be made. As you are in an insulin sensitive state, the leaner you get. We keep steps at 8 to 12K a day, right? Low intensity equals better recovery and insulin sensitivity. We don't want to be stressing the body more than possible when our main goal is to recover and build muscle and our passive income towards caloric burn and the actual look we want. Why would we sabotage that, right? So the key outcome here is we want to create the runway and build up a high enough maintenance calorie to where we can prepare for the true engineered advantage, right? And make it as easy as possible to achieve. So we look at Brandon here. Now he's about 160 to 161. Most importantly though, if you look here, his new estimated maintenance is 3,100 versus back here, what was it? 2,800. He's now earned a new maintenance, right? That we want to push closer towards, because if he stays here, he's in 1,000 calorie deficit, an aggressive deficit where you're not going to be able to build muscle. In fact, your body's going to strip muscle, as that's the tissue it doesn't necessarily need. Your body would much rather hold on to fat, which it knows is stored energy, as it is in a state of, hey, we're in trouble here. We're in a deficit. We can't perform our functions. I'm going to hold on to stored energy rather than this muscle that isn't really needed, right? And you can see he's building. His strength is going up with his weight. You can see his strength kind of stalled out a bit here, right? Increased calories, boom. And then, for example, again, individual, lift went up. Now, this is me, for example. This is actually the stage I'm in right now. So if you're seeing this about a month or 2, 3 from now, it's probably because my physique is absolutely insane. Just know this was the phase that I was in. So I'm eating about 3,800 calories, or I was. I just started the cut yesterday. But guys, I'm eating 3,800 calories, and I'm able to stay what most people would consider shredded. This is not shredded, guys. This is lean, okay? For the elite top 1% physique standards, this is lean. I'll give it to myself. This is not shredded, right? Now we have the runway to be shredded, though, because me at 3,800 calories and I look like this, I'm going to be able to be in a deficit at 3,000, guys. That's most of your guys' bulk, mind you. And that's what we do here with the runway. And now go on to phase 4, where this is the engineered advantage, right? Achieve and maintain a top 1% physique while being able to live life, put gym and fitness on the back burner, and use your engineered advantage to multiply every single other aspect of your life. Guys, as much as I love the gym, I love using it to multiply every single other aspect of my life rather than spending another hour a day in there, right? It's just a higher overall ROI. Now, the steps to this: adjust diet to reveal the muscle you've built, right? While being able to stay flexible and enjoy life. For example, me on that vacation, I was still able to drink a bit. I was still able to eat what I want, and I looked like Poseidon halfway through that, right? So this is where you reveal the muscle you've built, and you're able to make a much more flexible diet with the amount of muscle you've built, and you're able to enjoy life. Again, adjust training to provide maximum ROI while being in the gym less than 4 to 5 hours a week. Same thing with Hormozy. Guys, he's not in the gym 10 hours a week. He's not constantly doing cardio. He doesn't have time for that. He runs multiple $100 million businesses. Same thing. We need to maximize our ROI while we are in the gym. None of the trendy Instagram workouts that, don't work but get tons of views, right? And again, still no cardio, just steps. And now lifestyle, because you're going to be having more fun. You're going to have more opportunities. You're just going to be moving around more. Again, more calories you're able to eat, right? And contribute to that flexible diet. Now, key outcome. Guys, use your engineered advantage to improve your career, your income, your social, your dating. Most importantly, though, you are now a man with conviction. And to be honest, people will respect you and not judge you now. Use it towards your purpose. Find what your purpose is when you get at this stage, because this is what really multiplies it. Because again, I've gone through phases where I've chased the other stuff, but when you are in this elite top 1% shape, you've kind of checked all the other boxes off, and everything kind of comes to you, and those boxes automatically get checked off. But what most people never get the opportunity to check off in life is this right here: purpose. Some people are never able to fully commit to their purpose, which is what this allows you to do, right? and you want to become a leader that people look up to. Again, guys, this point right here, use the arrows, engineer the advantage, make more money, get a personal brand, start a business, take that risk, right? It all leads, new connections, another risk, freedom of time, location, make more money, have fun, new business opportunity, right? But again, none of this happens without that identity shift and understanding that change is needed and taking immediate action. None of this happens. And I just want to show you this because this is a really great example of this. You've got a great physique, and then you've got a top 1% life-changing physique, right? This is 2 months of me, by the way. This is when I've already gone through one of these cycles, right? And I'm going to compare it to the Masters. Even if you're not into golf or you know what the Masters are, right? Biggest golf comp, best players in the world. First place, $4.5 million. Second place, one stroke behind, 2.4 million. 50th place, only a handful of strokes, 56 grand. Mind you, 50th place is still a top 100 player in the entire world. And that's the difference, right? Life is a high stakes game where you cannot afford to play at a disadvantage or it costs you. Can't afford to play at a disadvantage. So, I've got an opportunity for you. I do one-on-one coaching, me, my clients, my friends, you've seen the results. To be honest, if you're a DIY, you've already got the information to go do what you got to do. But if you've tried that before and it hasn't worked, this is what I have for you. What you would get, you get the all-in-one app, right? And again, this tracks absolutely everything for you. It's done for you. You've got your training, nutrition, supplement stack, your coaching with weekly check-ins, weigh-ins, water, step tracking. And the more data you put into it, the more it consolidates, the better pattern recognition, right? Daily accountability. Most importantly, though, you get premium access to me daily, right? So you'll have my number, questions about workouts, if you're traveling or you're out, right? Like some of my clients do, any diet questions, training questions that come up, feel free, obviously reach out anytime. You have my number. Protocol adjustments to maximize progression. Even if new circumstances arise, for Brandon, we had to work around a shoulder injury, which obviously we were able to do pretty well with his results. And any questions in general, if you want to reach out to me, you'll have that. Now, I'll be honest though, this is not for people who are looking for a shortcut. It's still going to be hard work. You have to make the identity shift, right? I can make the system as done for you as possible, right? Which it is. But at the end of the day, it's you and your identity shift of saying, I'm now becoming someone with conviction that succeeds where others fail, and I can commit to something. If it's not going to be a top priority and you don't think it matters that much and you're like, well, it doesn't matter that much. That's not why he was successful. It's not for you, which is okay. Totally fine, right? Big ego, not open to advice and thinking you're already doing everything right. If you were, you'd already be where you want to be. Again, best player on my football team, college athlete. I thought I knew everything there was to being in elite shape, right? I didn't. Had to humble myself, right? So if you have a big ego, you're not willing to humble yourself and accept new advice, this isn't for you. And if you're looking for someone to motivate you, this isn't it. This isn't it, bro. I would go to one of those other like fitness coaches that like post the rah-rah stuff. What I have for you is an optimized, done for you system that you just need to apply the discipline you already have to, right? You don't need someone to motivate you. You're already disciplined, right? All you need is a structured and optimized system that you can slot into your life effortlessly and apply your discipline to that. That's all you need. Now, so if you are someone who's willing to put in the work, make that identity shift, if you are going to make this your top priority and you know it matters, because let's be honest, bro, it does. If you're willing to put the ego aside, right? You know, I've got an ego too, right? I'm a competitive person, obviously, but there's a time and a place to put that aside and accept that you've still got some things to learn. If you're willing to do that, this is for you, man. If you already know you're disciplined, you're not looking for motivation, you're just looking for a system that you know is guaranteed to work and it is done for you as it possibly could be. You just need to apply yourself to it, which you know you're already, you know, a top performer elsewhere. You just need a structured system when it comes to the gym, fitness, and achieving that top 1% elite physique. This is for you. So your next steps, booking a strategy call. I'm going to leave a link in the description to this video where you'll be able to book in as well. If you want, you can DM me advantage on IG at David Carrero _. If you have a question, shoot it to me there, like a specific question. But if you already know, hey, like this is for me, man, I just want to see if it's going to work for me specifically in the situation I'm in right now, you can just book a call. If you're still somewhat hesitant, feel free to DM me, right? And again, guys, when we hop on this call, it's a strategy call. I don't know if this is for you, right? I truly don't know if this is for you. That's what this call is for, to see what your specific situation is. If like you are actually going to take this serious, if you are a person that this is for, right? And we can go from there. If it works out, dude, I'll be excited to coach you and get you that dream physique that's going to multiply the rest of your life. If it doesn't, at least you're going to leave the call with more than you came with, right? And at least probably have a bit of a better idea of how to achieve your goal. So that's pretty much everything, bro. That wraps it up. And I'm excited you stuck to the end, man. I hope you got a lot of, you know, value out of this. And I hope to see you on a call, and I hope to be coaching you and changing your life, man.